This is High from the red carpet of Sarah happening here at Prestige Cinema, and I will be asking the cast, crew and audience questions on the carpet.
I took the theme very seriously.
Yeah, when they said Masai with a touch of Ma, that's what they meant.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm Nick.
You're
I'm
Nick.
the director.
Oh, you're the director. Oh, I
Yes.
remember now. I
Okay.
remember Nick. Okay,
Good.
so Alice, how are you feeling after the premiere? Okay, so how are you?
I'm fine. My name is Chloe. I'm excited to be here.
How
I work for LBX, this one.
yeah.
So I am the impact producer for this film. So my
What
role.
does that mean? So, Nick, how have you felt after the premiere?
I think it was the most important screening we've done to date because it was for a Kenyan audience. And I mean, primarily this film was made for Loiter, but I think secondarily it was made for Kenya and for Kenyans. So it was a really great night. The cinema was packed, and people have loved the film. So
Oh, really good. I'm really happy. We had a really good turnout. People seem to really enjoy it. I was really stressed that the Ma community wouldn't make it because they got stuck in traffic, but they came and they brought their energy, so I'm really happy.
I think job done.
Was there a memorable moment while making Sarah?
Sarah has been in the planning for so long. I think we started talking about this film in 2018. So I think my best moment was the day that we started filming because, you know, it had been 4 years of planning and then COVID happened. And we were never really sure if we were going to make it. We got flooded on the first day. So, you know, I think when the thing came down and it was just the day one of filming, I think that was probably the best moments. Yeah.
So my role. Should I look here or there?
Just anywhere. You can look at it.
So my role is actually to ensure that we get the film in the right spaces at the right time so it can have the right impact.
Experience from beginning to end. I mean, we've all worked together for 20 years. So there is an incredible level of trust and understanding between us all. And we were able to turn that into storytelling. So the process was thrilling, and there's not one moment that stands out, but it was a very wonderfully organic and creative process.
Well, I have to say that most of the moments were my favorite because, you know, we shot with very little time. We shot with no resources. We were just 5, you know, sound person, myself on camera, Nick directing, Cynthia and Casishana were helping us. And so every moment was special because, you know, we were just constructing as we went, and we were constantly surprised by the actors.
Most of the actors, you're working with first-time actors, and most of it came naturally to them. How was working without a script?
I love doing it that way. I mean, you know, if you can create the right environment and allow people to really inhabit their character, they will produce. I mean, some of the most brilliant dialogue in that film is created by the actors themselves, and that's because we created the right environment for them to be able to behave in that way. And also when you're working with non-actors, to give them a script and say learn all these lines, it can become very stilted, it can become wooden and not authentic. But if people are inhabiting their character properly, then it communicates on screen. And I think that's what you see in this film, is you see people speaking their truth.
What compelled you to finally tell your story and bring it out to the world?
It is a challenge or it's a difficult that I went through, and no one could realize that this is exactly what happened until somebody like me speak up and say what's happening. So there is many things that force me to speak and to come up to come out to speak about this issue of FGM, because women are being passed through, they're harmful, but our parents are doing innocently without knowing that this is a horrible, harmful practice that girls or young women are passing through.
So it's, you say, is there a tough moment? Yeah, everything is tough. It's always tough. You're relying on so many random things as well as all the creative stuff you're putting in. So every day you wake up and think, right, here we go. It's another challenge. Yeah.
You know what was very challenging? Actually shooting indoors in the mañatas. Because there's no light. So I had to light in a way, and I had very little lighting gear. I had to light in a way that looked natural, not like, boom, you turn on the light bulb, because there's no light bulbs in there. So like thinking, how does it look in here when it's actually dark? And then we shot with fire in, the Maasai, they cook in there, and they actually build fires. And, after 3 minutes I was crying. I couldn't see anything.
The smoke.
Yeah, smoke, so it was all here. And then I would stand, because I'm tall, and so I'd be hitting the roof, and the soot, it's full of soot, it'd be falling. So I'd just come out black. I think that was the most challenging, shooting indoors.
But for Sarah.
Yeah, no, it was,
For the cause.
Anything for Sarah.
Yeah, a challenging moment for us has been how long it's taken to raise the funds to do our launch the way we want to do it. Because we wanted the Maa community to be with us, we needed to be able to have transport to bring them down here. We needed to be able to have people like Dr. Leila on the panel. So we've been really pushing to raise the funds. And so I think the learning moment was that it's worth waiting to do something right rather than rushing it and not being able to do it as you really wanted to do it.
We shot a total of 10 days. So 6 days in February 2022, and then 4 days in November 2022.
You have a team of people who are really committed to trying to share a story. And it is a story of change. There has been massive change in Loiter because of the work that Sarah Tenoy and the team have done. 100% of girls were undergoing type 2 circumcision when Sarah came to us and said she wanted to start this campaign in 2007. And nearly 20 years later, that picture has changed dramatically. And we are getting close to a point where you could say that total abandonment is a reality.
When telling this story, did this story face any challenges when you are bringing it to life?
Yes, I think even if you try to see the Sarah film, there is a place that a woman attacked me that, why are you talking about this issue? And you also, we did for you this practice. So I've got a lot of challenge, because many women, my age mates, are asking me why are you saying something? These things is very bad, and in our community we don't suppose it's our right. That is women alternative right of passage. So I feel there is a lot of challenges that coming up within the community, within the age set, even with the young generation. We have a lot of questions that they are asking me. Why have you think about it to come up this idea?
Woo! Yeah, that's a lot. And was there any language barrier when you were directing?
Yes, because particularly for Namuru, she doesn't speak English and she speaks very little Swahili. So I literally had to have a translator, mostly Sarah Tenoy, with me the whole time, so we could discuss. But if you have a very good translator and if you have a good relationship, you're able to communicate everything. And Namuru, who plays Sarah, is such a natural actress. I'd say to Sarah Tenoy, can you just ask her, maybe there's a little moment she feels just a tiny bit of pleasure, not too much, and she'd do it in one take. She's an absolute natural.
So hii kipindi after umeact unasikia aje saa hizi?
Masaizi ye indiba actress ara film kai dungning ningiro boye kunaja kaniro na nice dai she's saying that it's good for her.
It's good. And the feeling what
do teye do ningi kunaja teye do yera do na ningi ya ana film na baru raudo teye do ningiro ya do teatro ye era do na film ore nanda nanu na kaningira ajo sidai oleng ena film tanal tumur koon amu ena film na wan Nairobi niruara Nairobi ama eningwanda tenalo agira Nairobi niruara lotu na ayeu adol sinanu weni sidai nene tiatua na Nairobi na tenkaraki ena film neeku kaningira nanu na esidai tenanu. This film has brought her a lot. Amekuwa Nairobi, sasa this is the 4th time yakiwa Nairobi, so she feels that this film has brought her high and she feels that yani yeye amefeel kabisa hii film impeleka mbali sana kwa sababu amefika Nairobi, hajawahi fika even hata siku moja hajatoka home, na yeye amefika Nairobi, amefika mahali watu wakubwa wamekaa, mahali hata wenzake hawajaifikia.
And if today you were to talk or to face your younger self, what would you tell them after accomplishing whatever you have accomplished so far?
Well, when I am young, I want to accomplish by saying that FGC should stop. It is not right. It is not human right. It is a harmful practice. So I want to urge all the community and all the stakeholders to let us hold hands to fight this harmful practice that is ongoing in our community.
Okay. And when you were making the story, was there like a fun moment or a memorable moment during the making of Sarah?
Yes, there is, because there is other things which are very nice in our community, like dressing, songs, and the way they are dancing, the way they are celebrating together during those cultural.
Is there anything you learned from the culture while you were there?
From the Ma culture, I mean, there's so much I've learned from the Ma culture. I think, you know, the importance of family, how they treat the older people in their community is quite inspiring. The resilience of the women there, I think, you know, all of us women, we have a lot in common about the challenges in life, and you know, no matter what country you're from, as a woman, you always you have to be resilient. But I think the resilience of the Ma women is just a whole other step. So I think really the women up there have just really inspired me about what it takes to be a woman, what it takes to keep your grace in the face of adversity, and what it takes to just continue going even when your systems are against you.
Okay. So after today,
but when we stop the harmful practice, when we do the alternative that we are selling to the community, I think we are going to maintain our culture, and also we remove those harmful practices that our community are doing.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's all.
You're so welcome.
Ahora saya na film na beng rodua roloirai na eno roloirai du boro sabo lang ma ayang kirengena amana na ina saya amana ndo yene shoma agri mekura gira amana ngera amana sala shaga wonu ke burorin kera mekura ni armana ngai basirkali kawara na bebo ni biko ni na film be rodua roloirai ya suluni na shamira daluna analelero ne rual ne we mona la kiri ni ne bale mona ondo yabana ga burodi silan a pro ne wen ne ruga wada na fini ne rual la kiri amara ndo yene ko wala ni nya sai lo sholo lo na e ga na fini e ga ma badli ko sabu ko langa mo wala ni ngara ne mo gure nya mi agodiri na ngara ke na fini ma ga rual mi engirengana sa ifil kama huko kwetu tumepeleka kwa mashule, have taken it to schools, and it has brought a lot of change. Now our girls are not married at an early age, and even now the FGM has also dropped from the number that it was. It has dropped to a small number, and she feel a lot happy. She feel happier than before. Now that even in her village, there before girls were being circumcised at night, but saa hizi hakuna kitu inafanywa usiku because of the film.
And also the girls they have now understood what is being said about FGC.
Where can we see Sarah, or where can people watch Sarah?
So people can watch Sarah here at Prestige. It's going to be screening for the next week in the evenings. So please come and watch, enjoy. And then after that, we're hoping that it'll be available on streaming websites. As Safe, we try and make our films publicly available. So if you go on our website, safekenya.org, you can get all of our other films. They're on YouTube, they're on Netflix, so we really try and push them out. So hopefully over the next couple of months, years, you'll be seeing a lot of Sarah around.
3 films are on Netflix, and they've been on Netflix for a while. Yes, so they're Nisisi, which was in 2012. You've heard of it?
Yeah, is it the violence one?
Post-election violence. So we did that in 2012. Watatu, it's about radicalization of the Muslim youth. That's also on Netflix. And then Dreams of Elibidi. Ndoto za Elibidi.
I've not seen that
Okay,
one.
that one is the first film and it's about HIV. It's really good. It is on Netflix as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all for today. Thank you.
Yes. What's my call to action? Okay. Okay, my call to action is for all of us to really take this issue seriously. As when we're talking about the challenges of women, we're talking about gender inequality, we're talking about violence against women, we're talking about FGM. Don't be scared to talk about it. Don't feel like it's not your place. And if you want to support any organizations who are working on this, it's incredibly hard, so please do. And if you want to support SAFE, then please do that as well.
How can people support SAFE?
You can just go to our website. We have a donate page you can see, or you can email us at hello@safekenya.org. Send us a message on Instagram. Just get in touch.
Okay, thank you so much.
Like even here for the premiere, we organized the premiere. We made sure we invited the right people. We also sold tickets because as much as hey Lucky, yes, Lucky is also part of our team. So we wanted to bring people from the NGO space who work for SRHR. But also we wanted the public here. So we did special invites, and we also invited the public through selling tickets, just to have the conversation with everyone and listen to different perspectives and spread the word. And yeah, so this is phase 1. This is the conclusion of phase 1. We've done a lot of preview screenings, and now we are gearing up for phase 2.
And what is phase 2?
So for phase 2, we are taking the film across all the hotspot areas. So there was a survey done by the government. It was like a report on which are the counties where we have a lot of FGC happening. So they are where it's practiced the most. So we want to take the film there and just try to have conversations about FGC and how it's affecting girls and why it should stop, essentially. So we're really excited for that. We're currently fundraising, so if you have the money,
If the money how should they reach you guys?
So you reach out to, you can follow all our pages. We have a website, our social media, Sarah the Film, hashtag Sarah's Movement, and then you can also reach out. And when you go to the page, you'll see all the places where you can donate. If you also want to host a screening, with your own community, you can reach out. We have all the information is there in our pages, so look for us, follow us, and help us spread the word and raise awareness.